Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, December 6th, 2025. So, what did you think of today's crossword?
I thought it was not fun.
Oh,
It was hard for me, very hard for me. I got through it and I was, quite satisfied when I got through it. But it was not a fun one for me to solve. But I mean, it's good because on a Saturday it should be tough.
right.
And this one was particularly tough for me. There were just a lot of things there that I wasn't quite sure of, or that, it could be so many different answers that it's like I have no idea. And I did it with our daughter, and she, of course, helped me out greatly with things that were relevant to millennials.
Mhm.
So anyway, but no, this was a tough one for me. And that upper left corner, that's where we ended up, and it took us a great deal of time to get that filled in.
Oh, I see.
Well, apparently you must have thought differently.
I found it to be pretty straightforward.
Oh,
In fact, I was surprised how quickly I got through it compared to the day before and the day before and the day. Well, actually, no, it was I did it more quickly than I did Fridays. But I didn't have too many difficulties anywhere. I mean, I had to work at it, but I didn't see. There weren't a lot of foreign foods. There wasn't a lot of Spanish. I don't think there was really a lot of sort of pop culture references.
Well, there were a few, like 8 Down, singer with top 10 albums, Crash and Brat. And that was CHARLIXCX.
I had the XCX, and on the basis of that, I vaguely remembered it was Charlie.
Oh, well, I did not know that one for sure.
Who seems to have some trouble with Roman numerals. I mean, the last name part of her name is LIXCX, and those Roman numerals shouldn't be in that order.
Oh, well, I think Charlie is her first name, so so it'd be Charlie what, 90?
Well, but 90 plus 10.
Oh yeah, is 100.
Right, so it should just be Charlie C.
That's right.
They could save a lot on printing their
Right.
materials.
Another one that was new to me was 49 across, having a good aura in slang. Vibey.
Yes, that was
Vibey.
surprising.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
That's actually where I ended up, because 33 down, ratty is one in the Wind in the Willows. I had water blank OLE, and I thought it was going to be a mole.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
Me too.
So I had Mybe.
And I thought there was a mole in that story. I mean, there's a frog and there's a
Isn't there
rat.
a toad? Isn't there a toad?
A toad, yes, Mr. Toad.
Right.
Not a frog, it's a toad. And I knew there were, other woodland creatures, but I didn't know there was a mole. And as we are kind of down in that corner, 58 across, side effect after a barbecue meal, informally, meat sweats,
Ugh.
which I've never heard of, but our daughter had heard of that. So thankfully, that certainly helped get the rest of that corner filled in.
I was looking at that and did not want that to be the answer. I really did not. It was just like, there's no way around it. I've got enough letters. It's meat. I mean, because it was barbecue, so I thought it was meat. And then side effect, I had an S and a W. There wasn't a lot of
Right.
Wiggle room there, as it were.
And then in the lower right, we see this series of Q's going
Yes.
diagonally.
That
That
was-
was different.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
4
I was
Qs
quite
in a row.
impressed with that. Yeah, 4 Q's going both across and down.
Right. On the diagonal, yeah.
So yeah, that was quite impressive.
They were part of 37 across, toiletry, kit item, Q-tip. 40 across, indubitably, quite. 43 across, holder of arrows, quiver. And then finally, 45 across, pen athletes, Quakers.
Right.
Which originally I wanted to be Turpins. I think the Turpins are
Oh,
some athletes, but wrong university. Is that
I think they're
Tennessee?
in Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So we've had Turpins recently, I
Well,
think.
is it terpenes or terrapins? I think it's
Oh,
terrapins.
Terrapins. Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and those cues also had some interesting ones going down. 37 down. Longtime Nestle product. Of course, your daughter and I first said chip, as in chocolate,
Oh,
chocolate chip. But no, it was Quick, as in Nestle's Quick, which I guess we did have that when our kids were little. Not very much, but that's something I grew up with.
that's something I grew up on.
Yeah. And then 40 down, Spot to Dock was a Quay.
Right.
And then 43 down was a Quest. And then finally, this was the hardest one for us, 45 down, classic arcade game with a pyramid, Cubert.
But we've had that before.
We have.
We had it in September.
Okay, well.
And it was...
It wasn't clued as a pyramid, though, was it?
It was clued as an orange... This was September 14th, 2025, Daniel Grinberg. Orange creature in an arcade game.
Yeah,
But the fact that it had, the fact that it was arcade game and it was starting with a Q.
You knew right away. It was Cubert.
It was the only word I knew, so it was either that or nothing.
Well, you're good because we didn't know that one.
I was lucky.
And then 30 down was interesting. Endangered African grazer, white rhino. I'm sure there aren't too many white rhinos, just because of the DNA gene pool.
Right.
But yeah. So
as opposed to the camo rhinos, which are all over the place.
Well,
no one ever sees them though. We had 31 down, very fast in a way, was supersonic. I thought that was fine.
Yeah.
And I noticed we had a bit of a mini theme going on. We had 34 across. Director John M. Blank was Chew.
Right.
And then we had 38 across, portrayal of Glinda in 2024 is Wicked to fans, and that was Airy.
Airy, yes. Ariana Grande.
12 down was tricky for me. First name in Norse exploration, I went for Olaf. Because if it's Norse, it has to be Olaf.
Not necessarily.
Except today when it was Leif.
Leif Erikson, of course. So, who some say was the real founder of this country. So,
18 across, court order took me a bit. It was Please Rise. That was sort of cute.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that was. And the P of that came with 5 down, which Big Apple Cathedral. And I thought, for sure it was St. John the Divine, big cathedral in New York City. But then we got the Please Rise, so I'm like, well, it's got to be St. Paul then. It turned out to be St. Pat's, St. Patrick's Cathedral. So.
Well, that T, the second T of St. Pat's was because of 22 across, treats whose name is derived from the Arabic for to drink, sorbets.
That's true, yes.
I think that was French.
Well, it's interesting. If you look it up in Wikipedia, it goes through like 5 or 6 iterations before it gets to be what we think of, its definition, a sorbet of an ice, kind of an icy dessert. But it goes like from Arabic to this to that to finally French and then Italian, and it's amazing the way that word came to be. So I would suggest anyone interested, just go to Wikipedia and see where sorbet originated from and all the iterations it went through before it became sorbet, the dessert.
Right. Or they could also go to 26 down. That was its first and second editions were published more than 60 years apart.
Yes.
OED.
That's right.
The Oxford English Dictionary.
That's pretty amazing, too, when you think about it.
Right. I mean, 60 years. If you were the editor, you'd just be like, can I retire yet?
Well, and just think of how many words would have been added in those 60 years. I mean, there's new words every day.
Yes.
60 years of new words, I'm sure, greatly added to the the length of that
and
tone.
the stress.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get 28 across cutters for kitchen installations, tile saws?
We got tile fairly soon,
Oh.
and yeah, our daughter came up with the saws, but
That's
yeah.
interesting,
Mm-hmm.
because I got the saws and had trouble with tiles. In particular, I didn't know the first letter because 28 down was Sacred Polynesian Plants, taros.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was going to be pharaohs with an F, but did you know taros?
Well, we had enough letters that we figured it had to be taros. And that was one kind of fun thing about this puzzle, was just seeing these long answers kind of come about. You get a letter here and a letter there, and then it's like, oh, of course it's. And a good example of that was 52 across. Well, the clue was, that's crazy. Well, that could be so many different things.
Mm-hmm.
The answer was holy smokes.
Yep.
And it was just kind of fun. We got the O, and then we got a K, and then we got a Y, and like, oh, it's holy smokes. It was just kind of fun watching these sort of evolve so that we could actually get an answer in there.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I find kind of fun about Friday and Saturday, because those long clues, you read, or those long answers, you read the clue and it's like, well, who knows? You just skip it and go on.
Right.
But then you get a letter and another, and it's like, holy smokes, that's what it is.
Yep. All right. I think that is it for today then. Mm-hmm. Thanks everyone for listening. Hope you're enjoying these podcasts. Let us know, crosswordpodcast at icloud.com. We will be back again with our cutting edge analysis of tomorrow's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.